and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with string. These are a few of my favorite things. Hi everyone, I'm Lara and welcome to the College Office. I wanted to start with a song today because we are in fact talking about favorite things, and that song has been one of my favorites ever since I can remember. The Sound of Music was one of my first favorite musicals, and I have vivid memories of singing it very loudly on long and short car rides. I've always loved musical theater, which is not something that people tended to understand about me. I used to laugh along when they would refer to my love as an obsession or call me completely crazy. It was easier than trying to explain why I love the things that I do. Ultimately, it doesn't actually matter whether or not people approve of the things that you love. As Ben Platt said in his Tony acceptance speech, the things that make you strange are the things that make you wonderful. So, in the interest of full disclosure and transparency, and to let you know that you are not the only one who loves weird things, I would like to tell you about 3 of my favorite things. These are things that I have loved since high school, and they're the things that I wish I had been confident enough to write my college essay about. My first favorite thing is romantic comedies, which I know doesn't seem weird on the surface, but I'm not talking about the romantic movies where the hot guy gets the hot girl. I'm talking about rom-coms from the 90s, the cult favorites, the bad good movies like 10 Things I Hate About You, Never Been Kissed, Can't Hardly Wait, Empire Records. I'm a huge sucker for Big and 13 Going on 30, which are basically the same movie, except that one has Tom Hanks and one has Jennifer Gardner. Sure, I love When Harry Met Sally, but I've also seen It's Complicated, the one with Meryl Streep and Alec Baldwin, more times than I can count. When I was a kid, I loved the comedy and the neatness of the stories, the way that everybody ended up happy in the end. So my life wasn't always like that. Now when I watch the movies, I remember eating popcorn with my friends and quoting the lines back to each other incessantly. They just make me happy, and you should never have to apologize for the things that make you happy. My second favorite thing is Harry Potter. I kind of only recently realized how much I love Harry Potter, but I have been reading the books since high school. Last summer, I decided to read the whole series from start to finish, and I loved it so much that I'm doing it again this summer, which you already know if you're following my Instagram stories at College Office Law. I was sorted on Pottermore into Gryffindor, which was kind of shocking because I thought that I would be in Ravenclaw, but I was so excited to be put in Gryffindor. Now, if only I could find the perfect gray sweatshirt with Gryffindor written in scarlet and gold on the front, like a college sweatshirt, that would be great. So if anyone knows where I can find that, please let me know. The thing about Harry Potter is it's awesome because it's a fantastic escape, but also the themes are so universal. Like the first time that Malfoy calls Hermione a mudblood, you can actually feel the parallels to racism and xenophobia in the real world. So I can now say that I am a proud Potterhead, always. My last favorite thing has stood the test of time since October of 1998, and that is Footloose, the musical. My friend took me to see the show opening night, and it remains one of the most magical experiences of my entire life. We sat in the second row, we got to go to the after party, I met the whole cast, including Jeremy Kushner, who has held on to a piece of my heart for almost the last 20 years. I stage doored the show every weekend and saw it 6 times. P.S. This is before stage dooring was a verb. I've even stayed in touch with some of the cast, including Jeremy, who is right there, visiting my class last winter, proving that dreams come true. Nobody, including my closest friends, understood my love of the show or of Jeremy, and I certainly laughed along with them when they laughed at me. It was easier than standing up and saying, you know what? That stage door is one of the only places that I feel like myself. It's the only place where I feel like there's a way out of the suburbs, so how about you just leave me alone? But that was how I felt, and I wish that I had been confident enough to admit it. Looking back, my college essay was kind of a disaster. As I've said before, I didn't really have anyone I trusted to help me with it, so I ended up writing about a lot of different things that didn't even really make sense together. Knowing what I know now, I definitely would have written about one of these things that I loved. So much of who I am is because of my relationships to those things. Footloose especially, if I'm being honest. For your prep this week, I want you to think about 3 of your favorite things. There are questions for you to answer about each one, and then I want you to pick one to write more about. You can write in the style of memoir like last week, or maybe think of it as like a love letter to the thing. A side note here. While I know I always tell you not to think too much about the end result, you should pick the thing that's most unique to you to write about. For example, I probably wouldn't write about Harry Potter. I would certainly write about Footloose because that's the thing that's most specific to me. So the prep is up on the Facebook page, Lara in the College Office, and go ahead and like the page while you're there, will ya? And there's a bonus video up about what's going on this bulletin board back here. Talk about my favorite things. Also, later this week, I'm going to be posting a personal essay that I recently wrote about Jeremy and Footloose. I would love to read some of your work as well. Next week, we're talking about current events, so make sure that you are up on your news this week. That's all for now. Thanks for visiting the College Office. I'll see you next time.